Hello, my loves. Hello, hello. Happy moon and happy Friday, and I love you. I wanted to hop on. I did earlier already. I went live and I taught a whole class, and then when I played it back, it was so dark because the light was shining through the windows that I was like, "Darn, I can't keep this." So I scrapped it, and we're doing it again. Which is okay because I was able to go for a run and I feel grounded and a little bit more solid in what I want to speak and share. So it's December. Welcome into December. I don't know about you guys, but I feel really energized and ready to get shit done. I feel like I have dedication and commitment to projects that I'm going to move forward, and I feel like I'm releasing a lot of where I thought I might be going and stepping forward into some new ventures and new ideas that are more resonant with my truth. So that's an initial energy that I'm feeling as we move into December. I feel like there is contemplation and integration and this reflective quality to December in general. The winter months are that way. But there's also this expression through me, at least, that feels expansive, that feels like new frontiers, that feels like stepping up, trying a new path, and really putting all my heart into my truth. So just starting with that, as December and a new moon is typically a reflective time. We sort of go inwards and we unpack what's been going on in our lives and the experiences that we're having, the past that is showing up, the patterns that we see reoccurring. And we have this opportunity to kind of look to see where we are making those choices to repeat those patterns. Now, I've been studying the gene keys a little bit, and in particular, the 13th gene key, which is it's learning to listen through the heart. And the shadow frequency of this gene key is discord. And discord deals with our past. It's like looking to the ways in our past that things have happened, but not choosing to change. And the reason often that we don't choose to change is because our desire outweighs our desire to change. And the emotional ties that we have to the things that we desire are stronger than, although we might know what needs to change, the desires that we have keep us tethered to repeating the patterns, repeating the things that are causing problems, that are showing up in and ultimately create this resonance of discord. So this is an interesting thing to contemplate today, because as we meet this solar eclipse in Sagittarius, it's the last. We've been on a bit of a 2-year cycle of these Gemini Sagittarius axis eclipses. So we've been in this frequency, and so yeah, just looking to our past and looking in the ways that our past keeps repeating itself, and then maybe asking why. The next up from discord, from the shadow, we enter into the gift of this 13th gene key, and that is discernment. And this is where we start to hold a little bit more of our power, that we start to, I guess, how do I say? It's like we release our emotional pull to the things that we desire, and we can sit back and watch from a witnessing perspective and start to make more grounded decisions that aren't tethered to our emotional wants and desires. So then we enter this land, this beautiful space of discerning what happened in the past and how we can make changes to make it better in the future. All of this sort of moves us up into the city, the highest frequency of this gene key, which is empathy. Now, empathy, so empathy sometimes gets confused with sympathy. Sympathy sometimes speaks to, like, we feel sorry for somebody, or we have, we're basically separating ourselves from them and sending them our love and our understanding and feeling for them, right? But we feel for them from a separate space, like I am here and you are there. And this is an interesting thing because the prefix sim means with, whereas empathy means to, so the prefix of empathy is m, and that means within. So the difference between these two words is that sympathy like has compassion and understanding and feeling with somebody else, which is like two people, two separate people. And empathy has the compassion, the understanding as one, as though I am within you and I understand, from this space of being one to you, with you. Mm. Now, this gene key, this 13th gene key, listening with the heart, is so important because it really is our future, that we can start to move back into our hearts and listen from that space, as though what I do to me, I do to you. I speak that a lot. And what you do to you, you do to me. What I do to me, I do to you. There is this real, important piece of like knowing how connected we are, that we are one. And that's hard to understand because visually and in a programmed way, we really do feel separate from each other. But that's not the truth. The truth is that we are intimately connected with each other. But, little sidetrack, but this 13th gene key, so 13 has been a number that's been feared for a long time. It's kind of like cast away as a bit of a trouble number. And that has lineage or roots to its representation in the tarot deck. And the 13th tarot is the card of death. And this is so beautiful because I love the death card. I think it's fabulous, and I'm into it. That's the Scorpio in me that really loves death and rebirth and this sort of thing. But the cool thing about it is how it relates to this card or to this gene key. The 13th card of death, is the death of the individuated self, so that we come into this state of oneness, of being one with each other. And I guess all of this to say, as we move into this moon time, there's a time to sort of unpack our past and to see the patterns that are repeating themselves, to see where we're allowing our desires to lead us into discord, to lead us into a frequency, a resonance that doesn't feel good, that repeats problems, that repeats, um, issues. And so that we can, start to discern with that wisdom, that past wisdom, we can look at it, we can stand back as a witness, releasing our emotional tie and connection to our desires, and start to choose differently, to operate from the most profound space of integrity where we are dialed in and we decide because things align with our heart. And then we start to move into empathy, which is hard to put into words because it's really just feeling, it's really just an energy. And you're going to feel it because you'll hear it. You'll be able to listen for it. You'll be able to feel it from this resonant space of being. Yes, so I bring that energy into new moon cycle, because I feel it's important that we start to step back into our hearts, that we move from our hearts, that we listen through our hearts, because our hearts always feel the truth. They always know. And I know that that's going to lead us away from the discord and the chaos that we kind of see, that's leading us to division and, just so much dividing of every aspect of our life, that we can come back into congruency and coherence and really feel aligned with integrity and have the support of that energy moving us forward through our hearts, for each other's hearts. um, yeah, and so it's tough because it means we have to like look at our past, take it, use the information, and choose differently. And a lot of the time, that's hard to actually take that responsibility and that accountability there. But yeah, coming into the truth of the heart, I think that's where we're all going, and that's what I feel called to speak to on this new moon. I have two things to speak more before we move. The first one is on December 18th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Vancouver time. I'm hosting Solstice Heart. It's celebrating the sacred within. It will be a circle up, a journey with me and other friends. It's going to be some slow, juicy movement like I love, getting us into deeply intimate, delicious, somatic experience of body, of heart, of feeling. And I think we'll drop into some conscious connected breath work for a little bit and just like dive in, get the breath moving through us. And then perhaps ending in some yin, slower poses and circle, conversation, contemplation, connection. Yeah, so I would love you to join me. You can sign up. I have shared the link in this below area. And the other thing is I'm sending out a bi-monthly moon letter. If you don't know that, I do that twice a month with the new and full moon. And it's so packed of like my love and my heart. It's such a passion project. Um, it's got my energetic download, whatever that comes out of my mouth, it's there. It's got poems that I write sometimes. It has my playlists sometimes, which are usually pretty amazing if I don't say so myself. um, but yeah, I'm going to include my Spotify 2021 top 2021 playlists in this moon letter that's going out tonight. So you should sign up. It's also got like stuff about human design and gene keys and other astrology and moon downloads from people that I love to tap into, and tarot. I mean, it's got so much good stuff. It's like maybe even it's a little overwhelming. It'd take you a few hours to get through it. But it's, take what you need from it. It's a gift. It's yes, from my heart to yours. So there's a if you want to sign up for that, there's a link under below. Okay, without further ado, I am done my talking, and yeah, I'm so grateful to have you here with me, and yeah, let's move. So you can make your way to your mat. Oh yeah, this is way better. Yeah, my one that I did earlier today, it was like so dark. I was like, oh shit. Okay, so just on your knees, you can take your hands to your bum and lift your cheeks up from underneath of you, widening your seat, pulling the flesh up towards your sacrum. And then take your hands and just rest them on the top of your thighs. Find some initial movements here. Maybe slide the ribs from side to side. And just feel your body, feel your breath. And then landing for a few moments here. Letting the breath open through your channel, guiding your inhale into a soft, open belly. Letting your inhale lift length through your whole spine, and then exhaling, softening deeper into your seat. Letting yourself melt a little bit. Opening into a connected breath. The inhale flowing seamlessly into each exhale. Watching the breath move you in this most beautiful way, that even though we are in this relatively still space, that there is still this intrinsic movement through the breath, movement through the heartbeat, the blood circulating through your system, movement through the, the electric connections from your fascial tissues to your nervous system, to your heart, to your mind. That every little bit of you is in motion constantly, changing, dynamic, and free. Place your hands to your heart. Breathe a little bit more fully up into your heart space through the pressure of your hands. Lift your chin, open through your neck. Feel your heartbeat connect in. Give your heart a little squish and promise yourself a beautiful practice. Sweep your arms wide, reach up high. Your eyes can shift to face your fingertips, lengthening through the sides, reaching way up high. Hands connect above your head, slide them down through heart center, bow your head. May we work to serve the collective through acts of love, through deep listening, through the beautiful awareness that we are the collective. As individual as we think we are, actually, we are one. May we move from this awareness. May we listen with our hearts. And may we be of service to all. And that means being service to one. Rest the hands to the top of the thighs. Take a breath here. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Slide your hands down your thighs, lengthen the belly, lift the chin like you're almost going to fold forward, and then curl your chin to chest. Lift through the back shoulder blades, catch your hands to your knees, and slide your ribs from side to side. You can let your hips slide on your heels. And you can use your hands to pull up the knees as you widen the back of your ribs from side to side. You can gently roll your chin along your chest. Come back to a neutral space. Zip length through your belly and lift your chin. Take a breath here. Breathe in. Exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Slide the hands down your thighs with a long and open belly. And curl your chin into your chest, surrounding through the upper back. Hands catch to the knees. Slide your ribs from side to side. Hands pulling up on the knees to create a resistance through the back of the heart. Sliding the hips from side to side. Come back through center. Zip a length through your belly. Lift your chin. Take a breath here. Breathe in. Exhale. Let go through the mouth. Slide the hands, this time off of the thighs. Walk the fingertips forward and connect two fists to the mat. You can link in the top of the foot a little bit to connect into the back and connect into the butt. Start to slide your ribs from side to side. Hold the length of the belly, the hips rooting back and wide. You can roll your chin along your chest from side to side. You can drag your fists back towards your knees, almost alternating to widen the ribs and create connections through this tensegrity. Sit the hips back, slide the hands back to the knees. One more time, little glide of the ribs from side to side. Slide on the heels. Let it be soft. Allow the body to move in this most free and delicious feminine way. Lift up through the belly, lift your chin, take a breath in, breathe in. Exhale, let go through the mouth. And take a couple of little waves here. Let it flow the same motion that we've just been moving in. Long belly belting towards the thighs and then curling back. And find some stillness. Slide your hips over towards the left, drop right ear to right shoulder and lift the chin. Your right hand to the inner right knee. Your left hand can maybe catch the inner left thigh, pull up gently. Breathe. And then roll your chin through your chest. Slide your hips over towards the right. The left hand to the inner left knee, and the right hand can grasp the inner right thigh. Gentle pull up. Lift the chin and breathe. Roll your chin along your chest. Slide the hips over towards the left. Right ear to right shoulder, lift your chin. The left hand hooks to the inner left thigh, pull up to expand the stretch through the left side neck. Roll your chin through your chest, rounding through the upper back. Slide the hips to the right, left ear to left shoulder, lift the chin. Right hand can pull up on the inner right thigh to deepen the stretch through the right side neck. Let's flow with this a little bit. Draw your chin along your chest. Get out of the mind. Let yourself wrap around, lifting back, making big circles, floppy style. Let your body be so loose, moving with slowness, softness, and switch your direction. Big circles with the belly and the ribs, with the neck. Lifting back through center. And cross your hands to either side of the thighs. Curl your chin in like a little cross bind here. And catching the crease of your thigh. Slide your ribs from side to side. And slide your hips from side to side. And pull up on the thighs. Switch your cross. Cross the wrists. Lift up off of your seat, connect the top of the feet, press down the hook back so that you create a little bridge in the ankle. Start to reach the ribs from side to side. The fists or the wrists can resist each other a little bit. Keep your hips rooting back and wide, soft open belly as you start to open, expanding the ribs from side to side. Reaching up towards the sky. Perhaps making some big circles, curling your chin in. Release your arms. And take a couple of shoulder rolls. Walk your hands forward. And tuck the toes and lift the knees. Rise up into hands and feet. And take a second to pedal out the heels. And the feet as wide as your hips or as wide as the mat. Space is nice. Can shift your hips from side to side as you pedal into the back line of each leg. Allowing a softness to wander through your hips into your belly, into the ribs. Deep bend into the knees. Melt the belly towards your thighs and then extend both legs. Reach your butt up towards the sky. Resist your pause down and back. Stretch your heart forward. Press down the mat. Breathe. And then deep bend into the knees. Melt your belly towards your thighs. Slide your hips wide up and high. Connect into your toes snuggling the mat. Press down, drag back as you reach your heart forward. Fill the space between your shoulder blades. Press down the mat. One more time, deep bend. Hips root high and wide. Pause, press down and out to the side. Snuggle the toes. Hips rooting high, hold the roots as you stretch your heart forward. Press the mat, broaden through the back. Bend the knees, a little shift of the hips from side to side. Knee knocking to center. Widening the ribs, let it flow. Okay. Take wide knees, lower all the way down, connect your toes and sit back, child's pose. Melt your heart, melt your forehead to the mat. And take a couple of moments here, let yourself land, let yourself really get heavy. And dropping into rest, dropping into deep feeling and presence. And take 2 more breaths here. Let yourself really land and ground. With the grippiness of your fingertips, connect in. Roll your spine forward like a wave about to crash up onto the shore. Fix your knees underneath of your hips. Slide your hips back and continue to wave, undulating through the spine. Hips pull you back, knees press wide, long open belly. And then curl it forward, chin into the chest, press down, fill through the back. And the hips slide back, knees press wide. Roll it forward. Let your body move through this wave. And keep your breath alive. Move with your breath. Sit all the way back onto your hips. Hands to the tops of the thigh. Take a breath here. Breathe in. And soften. Lift up off of your heels. Connect the top of the foot. Press down with a subtle drag back. Sweep your arms forward. Both hands catch behind the skull. The elbows hug forward. Energetically resist wide. Press your head back into your hand. Lengthen through your neck. Open. Slide your hips back. Root wide. Rise through the center. Lift your heart to the sky. Beautiful stretch, center line. Slide the hips back, curl your chin into your chest, rounding through the upper back. Breathe into that, feel it. And then sit back, root wide. Let your belly melt forward, rise your heart to the sky. Big stretch, reach it up. Slide the hips back, curl your chin into your chest. Narrow the elbows to broaden the back even more. Breathe into that. Sit back, soft belly lifts you all the way back up. Heart to sky, open. One more time, sit back, curl it in. Rounding through the back heart into the scruff of the neck. And take a pause, breathe to feel. Slide your hips back. Inhale, rise as you are. Take 2 more pulses into length. Root the hips. Rise the ribs. Head presses into the hands. Open. Sit your hips back. Take a pause to feel. Lift your chin. Melt your shoulders. Little soft sway. Let it be loose, floppy. Move in any sort of organic way. Let your body lead the way. Walk your hands forward, make your way into all fours, hands and knees. The hands land ahead of the shoulders. Elbows externally rotate forward so that the elbow eyes face inwards towards each other. Knees underneath of the hips, and the top of the foot pressing down with a subtle drag back. Here we search to maintain a curvy and aligned spine, a fullness through the thoracic heart, a softness of the belly, lordotic, cervical, and lumbar spine. Slide the ribs from side to side. Hips drag you back, and then widen, opening. As the ribs glide wide towards left side, right ear draws towards right shoulder, chin into the chest. As the ribs glide wide towards the right side, left ear to left shoulder, curl the chin, press the mat, and fill through the back. You're welcome to evolve this, moving into a full rib roll, rolling the chin along the chest, rounding through the upper back. Like a little wax on, wax off. How expansive can you find that fullness through the shoulder blades? Really search to feel the stretch. We'll find some stillness. Strong press of the mat away, and tuck the toes, lift the knees, and rise up into hands and feet. Take a little pedal of the heels, shift your hips from side to side. And take what you need here, moving in any way that feels organic or intuitive to you. Externally rotate your right hand, toes and knees twist to the left. Knees bend forward, the hips root back wide. Rise, lift and open into the left side. And find a pulse here, rising into an open left ribs. Let the belly stay soft. Right ear drops over top of right shoulder with the chin lifted, throat open. Big stretch, left arm reaches forward and long, lengthen. You can play with resisting your left foot down and away as you stretch, press, reach long. Take one more. Bend the knees, lower your right hip down to the mat. Left ankle forward of the right thigh, and your left fingertips to the left side of the mat. Right hand can push away as the left fingertips drag back, curl it in, and floss through the back. A little sliding and gliding, connecting in. You can find a resistance of your left ankle to the inner left thigh. And then use your left fingertips, drag back, lift, lengthen, and the right side can subtly press down towards the mat. And get a really sweet stretch there. And do it again. Right hand pushes away, left fingertips drag back, curl in. Little squirming around underneath of your skin. And then lift it up, left fingertips drag back as you open. The right ribs can press towards the mat as you lift the chin. Left hand catches to the right ribs, lift and twist. Soften your right ear towards right shoulder and melt the left ear, what is your shoulder, away from your ear. Take one more. It's like a blooming open. And then walk your hands back, back, back. Right hand can catch the left knee and your left hand can catch your butt. Pull your bum back, like you're pulling the flesh back wide. You can play a little resistance with this thigh into your right hand, so it can be pulling away. And you can kind of play into some dynamism here, a little movement. You can widen your right ribs, these guys, to the right side as you resist your knee into your hand. Sometimes it helps to put your left elbow to the inner left thigh. Little wee kind of action. Yeah, just finding what you can here. Sometimes there's lots to find. Okay. Unlink your ankle from in front of your thigh. Walk your hands back. Twist yourself all the way up into hands and feet. And take a couple of dynamic pulses forward and back. Warming up legs, warming up heart, belly. Okay, bend your knees. Externally rotate the left hand toes and knees twist to the right. The knees bend forward, the hips root back and wide. Rise, peel open into the right side. Pulse here. Lift the chin, dropping your left ear over top of left shoulder, like you're pouring open. Right ribs rise, the space underneath of the right armpit. Keep the hips rooting back. Soften the belly. Right arm, big stretch forward and long. Lengthen through the whole right side. Open it. This right foot could be pressing the mat away as you lift, arc up and over, stretch long. One more pulse here. Deep bend into the knees. Keep the hips rooting back as you lower your left hip down to the mat. The right foot can place forward of the left thigh and your right fingertips to the right side of the mat. With your left hand, you want space here. If it's too close, it's not going to work. So you want to really, like a sticky mat helps, I guess. But you want to have that length so that you're not hurting your wrist, and also there's just space to move. So the left hand pushes away, right fingertips drag back. You can curl in, floss through your back, little sliding, gliding, and breathing. Your ankle can gently press into the thigh, thigh back into the ankle. And then lift it back up, fingertips drag back. Can gently press these left ribs towards the mat without collapsing in your left shoulder. It's kind of like a sneaky little zip down. And then one more time, curl it in, chin in. A little creeping around through the heart space, sliding beneath the skin. And then lift it back up. Right hand catches the left ribs. Lift and twist open. Pour your left ear over top of left shoulder. Melt your right shoulder away from your right ear. Lifting and twisting the ribs with the hips rooting back and wide open. And take one more. Walk your hands back, back, back. Left hand to the outer right knee and your right hand to your butt. You can pull the flesh back and wide. You can have a little tug of war with your right thigh into your left hand. It's like they can resist each other. You can play with folding a little bit, almost, those like bowling pins that are like fake bowling pins and they don't actually go down. You can kind of play with that energy. You can widen your left ribs underneath of the left armpit. Maybe you want to take your right forearm to the inner right thigh. Help to resist wide. There's so much to explore. No rules, just moving. The one thing that your body will be super grateful is for a movement that changes all the time, that is new and creative and inspired and organic and intuitive and naturally never the same. Okay. Unlink your ankle from in front of your thigh. Walk your hands back forward, hands and feet, and take a little pedal of your heels. Okay. A little bit of like step forward action. It's going to look like the left foot steps halfway up. Bend the knees deeply, kind of like a deep squat. Carry your heart forward and then step back. Right foot steps up halfway. Bend the knees, send your butt back, and carry your heart forward and step back. Left foot forward. Then slide the hips, slide your heart and back. Right foot forward, bend, and forward and back. Left foot forward, pivot on the right, and take a couple of little pulses of the hips forward and back, light fingertips, deep squats. Hands plant forward, heart moves forward, step back. Okay, other side, right foot steps forward, pivot on the left. Lighten your fingertips and slide your hips forward and back. Hands plant down, step back, hands and feet. Wide knees, connect the toes and sit back, child's pose. Land here nice and rooted. Deep breaths, any emotion that you need. And with the hands grippy, connect in. Roll your spine forward. Fix the knees underneath of your hips. And take a couple of barrel rolls here. Big circles of the ribs. Switch your roll opposite way. When the sneeze is coming, you can't stop it. You wouldn't want to either. Just gotta go with it. Sit back onto your heels and just take a pause. Lengthen through your belly. Lift your chin. Soften your shoulders. Walk your hands back forward. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, and rise up into hands and feet. Take a step and another step forward. Feet as wide as the mat, deep bends into the knees. Let your belly soften towards your thighs. Let your head hang heavy. Let your elbows wiggle. Like, what are the words here? Little wiggle, wiggle. Let your shoulders dangle. The weight forward in the paw of the foot. You can shift as you sway from side to side. Shifting paw to paw, a little bend and extend like you're almost like pushing the mat away. Push. If you need a block here, that's totally cool, or something to give you a bit more length, but definitely deep bends into the knees. No need to stress out our hamstrings. Sweep the arms wide. Reverse swan dive reaches you all the way up to the sky. Stretch way up high. Little spring in the knees with the toes connected. Shift and bob, reach for stars. And bring this like dancey quality to your body, to your belly. Reaching up through the side body. Letting this be easy, free. Connect your fingers above your head. Bend the knees and rise up, arc over to the left. And then spring rise to the right. Resist your fingertips apart. We'll do that one more time on each side. Reach up, resisting your fingers away from each other. Deepens the stretch. Release your arms. Just take a pause. A little shakeout if you need. Sweep your arms forward, catching both hands behind the skull. Press your head back into your hand, lengthen through the neck. Bend the knees forward and root your hips wide. Lift and open through the center, heart to sky. Pause, press wide, hips root back. Big stretch, reach up. Big rise high, arc up and over to the left side. Crescent left, like a shooting rainbow. Root the hips, rise your heart, arc up and over. Head presses into the hand beam. Listen carefully. Keep your left hand connected to the back of your head. Take your right hand to your left ribs. Sit back, lift and twist, and open your heart towards the sky. Head presses into the hand. Do it again. Sit back, lift and twist. Head presses into the hand. Open. One last time. Root the hips. Lift and twist the ribs. Allow your head to travel longer, back further, back wider towards the left side. And then come back up through center. Release. And give yourself a little shushy, swishy. and feel it. Sweep the arms forward, both hands catch behind the skull. The elbows pull forward as the head presses back into the hands. The chin is lifted and the neck is long. Knees bend forward, root the hips wide, rise through the center, lift your heart to the sky, open. Knees forward, hips back, big stretch, rise high, open. Rise high, lift up, arc over to the right side, crescent to the right. Like a shooting rainbow, the hips root wide and the heart lifts up, big arc up and over. Head presses into the hand, lengthen through the neck. Okay, listen carefully. Keep your right hand connected, left hand to right ribs. Little half hug here. Sit the hips back and wide. Lift and twist the ribs. Presence your heart towards the sky. Head presses into the hand, open. Do it again. Sit back. Root the hips. Lift and twist the ribs. Presence your heart towards the sky, open. One more. Sit back. Lift the ribs. Open your heart. Release. Come back through center. Take a little swagger sway. Rinse it out. Step wide, or creep your feet wide any way that you can. Bend the knees, root the hips back, hands to the tops of the thighs. Take a couple shoulder dips, dropping shoulders from side to side. Back through center, hover the heels. Pivot both feet to face the left. Bend your knees forward, root the hips back. Left forearm connects to the top of the left thigh. Reach your right arm forward and then drive it wide towards the left side. Right fist connects to the crown of the head. Use the the right paw, dig down, drag back, big stretch, open. Keep it moving. Hips root back and wide, big stretch, reach. Your eyes can start to look this way versus up towards the sky. Slide the hips back, curl your chin into your chest, round and lift through back heart. Breathe into that. And then root the hips wide. Let the belly melt forward as you stretch, press, reach long. Yeah, one more pulse. Rise through right ribs, lift all the way back up. A little rolling, waving shoulder rolls here. And we'll do the other side. Bend the knees, root the hips back, hover the heels, and pivot both feet to face the right. The knees bend forward, the hips resist back and wide. Right forearm connects to the top of the right thigh. Left arm reaches forward of the shoulder and then drives wide towards the right side. Connect single crown, left fist to the crown of the head. Start to move into this pulse. The left paw digs down and drags back as you reach, stretch, press long. Keep it alive, keep it moving. Sit back, curl it in. Lift through back heart, open. Breathe into that. And then resist the left paw down and back. Widen your butt and stretch long. Open it up. 2 more pulses here. Lift it all the way back up through center. Fix your feet. A little shoulder shake. Let's have a little shake, actually. Maybe it just looks like a little ba 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 ba. Shake, 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 shake. Like you're kind of like, You shake the hands, shake your head, shake your head, shake your fingers, your hips, little twist and shout. Shake your arms, shake your shoulders, shake your toes, shake around. Let it get weird, let it get loose. Shake like you got like sticky stuff on you, you're trying to get it off. Shake, 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 shake. And then find some stillness. Ground into your toes. Little spring in the knee. Gentle bends always. Lift your chin. Reconnect to your heart. Feel it now. Heart squish. Love yourself right up. Release your hands. Hover the heels to pivot them inwards. Take a deep squat, knees wide. Fingertips land forward to tuck your knees from side to side. Your fingertips reaching forward can dig down and drag back. You'll get a lovely little stretch through the back. You can add on to this if you have space and desire. The right knee drops forward, right ear to right shoulder. Right hand plants down. Lift more into the left ribs. Lighten left fingertips and drag back. Breathe. Using the breath to create a pulse into the ribs in these more static spaces. And then switch it. Left knee drops forward. Left hand plants down. Left ear to left shoulder. Rise into right ribs and lighten the right fingertips. And dig the right fingertips down and back and breathe into your right side ribs. Allowing the breath to be the expansion and contraction. And take one more on each side. Right knee drops forward. Right ear to right shoulder. Right hand plants down. Left fingertips dig down. Drag back as you rise into the left side. Breathe. Left knee drops forward. Left ear to left shoulder. Left hand plants down. Right fingertips lighten. Right ribs rise. Breathe to expand. Back through center. Hands plant strong. Lift your butt. Step back, hands and feet, and pedal your heels. Externally rotate right hand, toes and knees twist left. Take a couple pulses here. A little rinse and wash it out. Always, if you need support here, you're welcome to drop the right knee down. Twist back through center. Bend the knees, externally rotate left hand, toes and knees twist to the right. Take a couple pulses here, rinse it out. Come back through center. Lower the knees down to the mat. Cross the ankles. Slide your butt back. Creep yourself wherever you need to on your mat. Land your feet as wide as the mat, a little bit ahead of you. Then take your hands behind you, like so, and just wash the knees from side to side. When the knees wash to the left side, leave them there. Pick up your right hand, carry it all the way around. Both hands land kind of beside each other. Push the ground away and curl your chin into your chest. Lift through the back of your heart. And then transitioning, lift the knees, shift them over towards the right. Right hand travels with them. And then the left hand lifts to meet the right hand. Both hands beside each other. Push the ground away, curl your chin in, and inflate through the back of the heart. Left hand lifts. Knees lift, travel all the way back to the left side. Knees to the left. Right hand lifts to travel to meet the left hand. This time, keep your right fingertips light. Push the left hand away. Right fingertips dig down and drag back as you rise into the right side. A little like whoosh. Breathe. And then lift your right arm back. Travel the knees to the right. Left hand sweeps to meet the right hand. Leave your left fingertips light. Right hand pushes away, rise into the left ribs and dig down. Drag back your left fingertips. Lift the chin. Pour your crown over top of the right arm. Breathe. Let yourself soften where you can. Come back through center. Knees back at center. Take a little rinse it side to side one more time. Okay. The hands behind your thighs. Option 1, you can just roll back onto your back if you don't like rolling on your back. Option 2 is rolling on the back, catch behind the thighs. Take a couple rolls. And make your way all the way to your back. Your feet can plant behind your sits bones. Lift your bum, neutralize your spine, the lumbar, lift it away from the mat into its natural curve. And catch your ribs and just widen. Take a pause here. Head presses into the mat, lift your chin, and just feel the ground underneath of you. Right ankle crosses to the top of your left thigh. Pull in to catch the shin. I like to take my left hand to catch my left knee above the right ankle. And I like to guide my right knee into a little bit of resistance, pressing the knee into my hand. The ankle and the thigh here can be resisting into each other as well. Lift your chin. you like to move, you're welcome to rock from side to side if that feels good. And place your foot back down, unlink your ankles, and we'll switch sides. Left ankle connects to the top of your thigh. Pull in, catch your shin, or right hand to right knee, left hand to somewhere along your leg or knee. Resist your ankle into your thigh. Your thigh presses back into the ankle. You want to maintain the lumbar in its natural curve. Little rocking from side to side if that feels nice. Place your right foot back down, unlink your ankle, 2 feet to the ground. Sweep your arms along the ground so that they reach above your head. We'll work into some floppy twists here. Let your knees fall towards the right and let your whole body carry with it. There's no rules, just flop where you land. And then wherever you land, take note of if anything is holding, like tension, struggling a little bit. Sometimes the elbow or the shoulder, sometimes the knee or the hip or the belly. How much can you let go into the support of just being here? Lift the knees, journey all the way over to the right. Floppy twist carries you whatever way you land here. Melt yourself back. And take it one more time on each side. Knees to the left, rolling into this floppy twist. And roll back. Knees to the right, landing, flop it over. Come back to your center. You can leave your hands where they are. Maybe lift your bum, lift your heart, neutralize. I'll end with some sacrum tappings with the feet connected to the ground. Start to tap your sacrum. These can be soft or hard, slow or fast. You can include some audible toning or noise, anything that comes out of your mouth. Whatever. You can yell. You can laugh. You can just let it kind of blurp out of you. Let this make a whole vibration through your body. Humming is nice. And then stop and feel it. Connect your feet together. Widen your knees into butterfly pose. If that doesn't feel good for you in your hips, hip flexors, take the feet wide and narrow the knees in. Whatever you need, if you have blocks that are easy, you can always stick a couple blocks underneath of your legs to lighten the load on your hip flexors and your groins. We don't want to tax that area, but if it feels really like open, you're welcome to let yourself open here. Extend your legs long as you're ready. And take your hands to your bum and widen your cheeks, lifting up towards the sacrum. Give yourself a big hug, lift the shoulders, broaden, and place back down. You can touch behind the neck, lift, opening the front of the neck by supporting the cervical spine. Little massage opportunity here, just pulling the flesh up from the cervical spine. If your traps feel anything, or always maybe, you can give your traps a little pinch and pull. And release your arms by your side. With the heels connected to the ground, flap your feet forward and back. A little defragmentation through body rocking. And this beautiful little tactic taps us right into our parasympathetic nervous system, like rocking yourself to sleep. Begin to connect into your breath, full circular breathing. And then let yourself find stillness. Big breath in, fill up. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in. Let go. And land here. Really land. Let yourself totally drop in. Let yourself integrate and assimilate all of this good work. Let yourself feel the support of the earth. Grounded. I'll leave you with my sound bowls. I've been feeling a need to tap into energetic work and sound frequency because I feel frazzle in the air. And so this is a gift. Hmm. I love you guys. Happy moon. I'll send out my moon letter in just a second here. So be well. Peace out. Namaste. Happy moon.